Deep in the heart of southern Africa, in regions where red earth meets jagged rock and dust lingers in the dry heat, an invisible economy unfolds every morning before sunrise. Here, diamond miners begin their day long before the first glint of sunlight touches the horizon. The process isn't glamorous, and it certainly isn't easy, but what it lacks in elegance, it makes up for in sheer logistical precision and industrial power. Thousands of workers, dozens of machines, and an ecosystem of loaders, sifters, trucks, and transport supervisors coordinate to achieve one objective: extracting and moving raw diamonds by the hundreds of kilograms. Bag by bag, it all starts with the open pit mine's vast craters carved by months of drilling and controlled explosions. These mines expose layers of kimberlite, the volcanic rock that carries the precious stones to the surface. Giant drilling rigs bore deep into the rock, followed by detonations that loosen the layers for extraction. Bulldozers and excavators move in immediately after, scooping up tons of debris and transferring it into articulated dump trucks. Each load can weigh over 60 tons. But this debris isn't random rubble. It contains the raw material that, with enough processing, may reveal diamonds worth millions done once at the processing site. The ore is dumped into giant hoppers that begin the first stage of separation. These hoppers feed into jaw crushers, massive steel machines that pulverize the rock into smaller fragments. From there, conveyor belts transport the broken down material into rotary scrubbers. These massive rotating cylinders wash the ore and strip away unwanted dirt and clay. The slurry that emerges is now ready for gravity separation. This stage uses dense media separators to isolate heavier material, which often includes diamond-bearing fragments. From the lighter waste rock, as the concentrate narrows, the volume shrinks. From several tons of ore, only a few kilograms of dense concentrate remain. This high-value material is funneled into glove box inspection stations, where trained technicians sort the mix under high-intensity lighting. While most diamonds at this stage are still encased in rock or appear dull to the untrained eye, the inspectors know what to look for: specific glints, the way light refracts, the irregular weight of certain fragments. It's a delicate process, requiring both speed and precision. Once identified and isolated, the raw diamonds are not yet ready for market. They must be weighed, documented, and then secured. This is where the bagging process begins. Heavy-duty, tamper-proof cargo bags are lined up inside secure clean rooms. Each bag is filled with anywhere from 5 to 15 kilograms of raw, uncut diamonds, enough to make it worth several $100,000. Armed guards stand by during this phase, and each bag is fitted with digital seals and tracking chips that transmit real-time GPS coordinates during transport. The transport phase is its own massive operation. Instead of traditional armored trucks, mining companies rely on modified cargo haulers with dual chassis, reinforced floors, and encrypted satellite comms. These vehicles are escorted by additional support units and often monitored by drones. From the air, roads leading out of the mine are not public. They're patrolled and cleared in advance, and communication is kept tightly encrypted between operators. Each convoy carries dozens of these sealed cargo bags, traveling at regulated speeds to specialized processing centers hundreds of kilometers away. Once at the processing center, the bags are logged into secure vaults and scheduled for industrial sorting. Advanced X-ray machines and laser scanners are used here to classify the diamonds by size, shape, clarity, and fluorescence. This part of the process happens under extreme security, often behind glass, with biometric locks and 24/7 surveillance. No single person has access to the entire system. Multiple credentials are required to move the diamonds to the next phase of valuation or cutting. Yet, even with such advanced systems, The work always circles back to those first moments at the mine. The raw earth, the machines, the noise, and the dust. Even as the diamonds arrive at the sorting facility under tight security, the logistical operation doesn't slow. It shifts into an even more controlled environment, where precision matters as much as protection. Inside these industrial buildings, temperature, humidity, and even air quality are regulated to prevent static discharge or dust contamination. Workers enter through biometric access points, wearing electrostatic-resistant suits, and each step from this point forward is governed by protocols designed to eliminate human error. The sealed cargo bags are moved by robotic lifts into isolated receiving chambers, where mechanical arms open the security seals and prepare the contents for X-ray scanning. These machines are among the most sophisticated in the world, capable of identifying diamonds inside dense rock based on atomic density and internal crystal reflection. Each scan produces a 3D model of the contents, which is then analyzed by AI-assisted software to grade the potential yield. The system doesn't just look for known shapes. It's trained to recognize anomalies and inclusions that may indicate rare, high-value stones hidden within common-looking ore. Once mapped, the raw stones are separated into categories. Larger diamonds over 1 carat are moved to manual review stations, where gemologists wearing magnifying headsets inspect them individually under polarized light. These experts make fast judgments about whether a diamond should be cut immediately, sent for acid cleaning, or kept in raw form for sale to collectors or investors. The smaller stones are diverted to fully automated sorting channels, where they're grouped by approximate clarity and weight into transparent acrylic cylinders. Each cylinder is then sealed, labeled, and stacked into custom metal containers, designed to hold up to 200,000 stones at once. But before anything leaves the building, the documentation phase begins, arguably one of the most critical steps in the entire supply chain. Every batch of diamonds is cataloged into a digital ledger that records not only its geological origin and mass, but also every human and machine that handled it along the route. Blockchain-based software is increasingly used here, ensuring that every transaction is tamper-proof and fully traceable. This is a crucial step not only for security, but also for legal compliance, as international laws require full transparency for high-value mineral exports. Meanwhile, the transport planning begins anew. The diamonds, now in their sorted and categorized containers, must reach international airports, private buyers, or state vaults depending on the client. And while the first leg of transport was guarded and isolated, this second leg often intersects with civilian infrastructure. To address that, companies deploy decoy vehicles, encrypted logistics, and multi-layered escorts, including unmarked vehicles and counter-surveillance teams. Containers are disguised as industrial parts, loaded into civilian trucks, and moved under normal-looking operations, yet monitored via real-time satellite imaging and motion sensors embedded inside each shipment. Back at the mine, another extraction cycle is already underway. The pits are constantly expanding as explosives engineers map new blast zones and geological teams drill sample cores to assess the mineral density. In the background, loaders continue their endless back and forth from mine to hopper, their diesel engines humming over the landscape. Every load contains the possibility of $1 million find, and so the system keeps moving. Dig, crush, wash, separate, sort, transport, secure. It's a dance of logistics and labor that turns raw dirt into wealth. And every piece of it, every machine, every hand, every sensor is part of a finely tuned industrial organism that doesn't rest. This entire system functions with remarkable efficiency, not because it's simple, but because it's been optimized through decades of trial, failure, and technological evolution. Mines that once took years to become profitable now reach full-scale production in a matter of months, thanks to modular processing units and adaptive logistics. From pit to plane, every part of the journey is engineered for maximum yield with minimum exposure. The diamonds may be raw, but the system that moves them is anything but. While the industrial process behind diamond transport is a marvel of engineering and security, what often goes unnoticed is the human infrastructure that supports it. Behind every machine and armored vehicle are teams of operators, analysts, guards, geologists, and local workers, each performing a task that seems routine, yet fits into a global network of precision. At the center of it all is a simple, yet staggering reality. These raw diamonds, still untouched by a jeweler's hand, are worth more per gram than nearly any other substance transported on Earth. Inside the final phase of handling. Many of these diamonds are designated for direct air freight to global cutting hubs like Antwerp, Mumbai, or Tel Aviv. Specialized containers are engineered to resist not only impact and heat, but also electromagnetic interference, ensuring tracking. Signals remain uninterrupted, even if interference is attempted mid-flight. Every departure is timed with near-military discipline. Vehicles transporting the containers arrive on the tarmac within a narrow window, never early, never late, and hand off the cargo directly to private couriers or aircraft handlers under armed supervision. The planes used in these operations are often light in passenger seats, but heavy in safeguards. Private jets and dedicated cargo aircraft carry loads that might not fill the fuselage, but easily surpass the value of the aircraft itself. Flight paths are kept confidential, and some operations even include mid-route diversions or secondary airfields as part of their standard risk protocol. These are not measures for show, they're born from experience, shaped by real-world threats and the evolving tactics of organized theft. Once the diamonds land in their international destinations, a new layer of processing begins. Cutting houses receive the shipments in vault facilities, where the raw stones are again cataloged, weighed, and analyzed. What's extraordinary is how different the environment becomes at this point, moving from the dust, diesel, and urgency of the mine to the clinical precision of laser-cutting labs and gem valuation rooms. Here, a single decision about how to slice a stone could mean the difference between a $50,000 gem or a $200,000 masterpiece. Yet even at this level, most of these professionals never forget that everything they touch came from deep within the earth, hauled, bagged, and moved by hands stained with red dust. But not every diamond takes this path. Some are acquired raw by collectors or used in industrial applications that require them uncut. These deals often happen at private auctions or through discrete transactions where security is as important as the deal itself. In such cases, the diamonds remain in their natural state, untouched by polish or facet, prized for their rarity or geological uniqueness. They are placed in high-security containers, sealed, and often never seen again by public eyes. Meanwhile, back at the original mine site, the cycle repeats. Crew switch shifts, new equipment arrives, old routes are recalibrated, and geological surveys push farther into untouched land. There's no room for pause. Every minute a truck sits idle is a loss. Every delay in sorting or mislabeling of bags can ripple into hundreds of thousands in missed value. It's a world where efficiency is king and control is everything. Yet through it all, it remains grounded in a simple premise. Remove the stones from the earth and move them fast, safe, and always forward. For the outside world, the diamond often represents elegance, romance, luxury. But at the source, it's something else entirely. It's a logistics problem, a risk equation, a product of noise, sweat, dust, and discipline. It's a reminder that before a diamond sparkles in a showroom, it's first shoveled from rock, bagged in bulk, and trusted to a complex global choreography involving thousands of people who will never be known. And yet make it all possible. And if you've made it this far, you're exactly the kind of person this channel is built for. Curious, fascinated, and looking beyond the shine to understand the reality beneath. So if you want to keep exploring how the world really works behind the scenes, from minds, machines, and materials to the massive forces moving them, subscribe and join us. There's a lot more beneath the surface.